Welcome to Talk Dirt to Me, where two farmers shatter myths and take on the top issues facing America's farmers. Here's your hosts, Logan and Bobby Lee.
What's up, everybody?
Yeah. Another afternoon edition now.
That's two in a row. Yeah.
Yeah. Was it afternoon last week?
It was. It was raining last week and it's still wet this week.
Yeah, we got caught a little more rain. Drought may be over.
It may be. I was thinking about that. We might actually have made it out of the drought finally. But yeah, guys, we got an awesome episode for y'all today. Another really awesome guest episode. It's been a little while since we've done a guest episode, and we got a really cool one for y'all today. Before you get to hear about it, we need you to do a couple of things. First, we need you to go to Spotify, Apple, anywhere you tune in, leave us 5-star ratings and reviews. Again, if you leave a really cool one, I'll read it. Make a funny review. I'll definitely read it. And on YouTube, hit that like button, hit subscribe, comment, and let us know your thoughts on the episode. And also, we want you to go to tractormat.com. Use the code TALKDIRT, all caps, all one word. Save yourself 15% on American-made tractor mats that are awesome. I've been running mine in my 680 combine. I got one in my 5090 tractor. So they got them for tractors, combines, all things. Check them out. And what else?
Agzaga.com. Discount code is TALKDIRT20. That'll be free shipping and $20 off that $50 minimum order. Check them out. That's what I was just telling Logan. I actually got a delivery on the way from them today. Probably be sitting at home whenever I get there.
There you go.
But yeah, check them out. All the good stuff. They're adding new things all the time. Agzaga.com.
There you go. We got a great guest for y'all. George, welcome to the show, man. How you doing?
Thank you. It's great to be here.
Yes, sir. We're glad to have you. And hey, have you ever heard of agzaga.com?
I'm not super familiar, guys.
But it's really cool. It's kind of like Amazon for ag products.
Right. Yep.
But they're based out of Missouri. So it's American based.
All right. What kind of stuff can I buy there? Can I buy seeds, implements?
They're kind of their big thing. They got started. They were big in the bale twine and net wrap world. But they've been doing that long before Agzaga existed, the Jones family. So that's still kind of their bread and butter. But all kinds of implements, sprayers. I mean,
they got all kinds of sprayers.
Yeah, sprayers, quick hitches for especially smaller tractors. I've got a bale spear coming from them right now. Things like that. All kinds of
even underwear. You can.
Clothing. I don't think that's their bread and butter. But yeah, parts. They got a lot of baler planter parts. They're adding new things all the time. A lot of show animal stuff. I've never been in that world, but for the stock show, farm and ranch toys, for the kids, getting close to holiday season. Yep, they got a lot of that good stuff too.
Yeah, they're a cool company. We encourage everybody to check them out. You could probably find something on there that you would need or use. Well, man, tell our listeners real quick a little bit about who you are. Give us a little rundown.
All right. So I'm the CEO of Fermented Food Holdings. We're one of the largest sauerkraut producers in the world, the largest sauerkraut producer here in America. Big plant in Wisconsin, Bear Creek, north side of the state. Large, pretty much primary operation. It's a very simple product, very linked to agriculture, cabbage, salt, and that's the end of the ingredient list. I've been in it for the past 3 years, running the company here. Great team, putting it together, expanding our market, working with our farmers. It's been a pleasure. But I've been in food for a while. Before working here, worked for a few years at JBS in Colorado, big meat packer. You guys probably know them very well. And before that, I used to work for the Kraft Heinz company. So ketchup, hot dogs, you name it, they sell it. The joke used to be a grocery store has 16 aisles. Kraft Heinz was in 14 of them. It was just funny to say, but it's actually true. We made a little bit of everything. So it's been a journey. from different sizes of producers and different distances from the source of the food. Ultimately, talking about the food being there in the fields, and Kraft Heinz being more on the processed side, so definitely very far from the farm. To recently with JBS, and now here working very close with the ranchers, very close with the farmers, just really participating in that, and ultimately seeing that what grows one day is being shredded the next day and then it's being shipped to a grocery store next day, and be able to tell the whole story.
Yeah, it's funny here, and I mean it's kind of like two ends of the spectrum here. Like I say, starting out on the super processed side of things, and then being over. I mean, I make sauerkraut. Like we have a little farm store.
Look at that! I got a competitor.
Yeah, man. I'm a big fan of the sauerkraut, and we actually use my wife's great aunt's recipe. So it's
wonderful.
Probably 60 years old. And like you said, I mean it's insanely simple. Salt is the ingredient.
Yeah.
We use crocks. We got old crocks and we pack it in there and put the salt. But now y'all are making like millions of y'all are on a much larger scale. I mean, we make probably 300 to 500 quarts.
That's a good amount.
Yeah, and it sells. I mean, it was funny. We did it kind of just my wife wanted to. Her family has always made it, and we got the farm store, and she's like, let's just make a batch of kraut. And it sold out in like 2 days.
People like it, I'll tell you. And it is one of those things that for us, we deal with a lot of folks that have successful sauerkraut businesses. And they start to scale up, and you can probably rate it as, right? Making 300 quarts is something you can handle. But if your business starts to grow and all of a sudden you need to make 5 tons, 6 tons of sauerkraut, then you're like, holy cow, I need some help.
Yeah.
Right. That's the point when folks call us. And we really appreciate that, the fact that we have a role to play in the market. And ultimately, I want small producers to be extremely successful. Because I'll tell you, you start with your hands in the business, and at some point, it's going to get real big. Then you're going to say, okay, I can go to somebody that is specialized and can make it a high level and can customize their stuff for what I want the quality to be. And that's where we step in. Or you have to come up and say, okay, I'm going to make it a business. I'm going to invest in myself. And we have some other folks in the market that do that as well. Ultimately, for a sauerkraut category, I think it's folks like you that are making really high quality, small batch stuff that get people hooked on it. Yeah. And then eventually more people get to know about the product and they end up buying some of our stuff in market as well.
Well, it's funny. I think some people we found, they had eaten the, what's the brand? Like Vlasic.
Yeah. Vlasic sauerkraut.
And I'm just going to be honest, that's not very good sauerkraut. And they would eat that. And so then it kind of skews them on sauerkraut. And I mean, man, it takes, even for what small scale we're doing, it's like 4 of us making this, because we got 2 people shredding, and then usually me and a lot of times my father-in-law are actually packing and salting, and because man, even packing is a job, and but it's kind of all hands on deck, even for just on a small scale.
Yeah.
So I'm really curious the whole process, and it's kind of cool to me. We said something earlier about having George in studio. We'd love to have some whiskey with him. Well, it's kind of like making whiskey. I feel like the process, man. I mean, would you kind of agree? I mean, you got all kinds of stages and processes and aging.
I would, because that today I know way more about cabbage and sauerkraut than I ever thought I would. But I'll tell you, it is the variety of cabbage makes a difference. The soil where it's growing makes a difference. What is in the soil makes a world of difference. We have found recently, we've been spraying our sauerkraut juice on the soil for next year's crop. We find that to make a huge difference. And then once you bring it in-house, the temperature that you ferment, how finely shredded it is or how thick it is, whether or not you pasteurize it after you produce it, the size of the tank where you ferment it makes a difference. There are all of these different drivers that will impact the flavor of it, the texture of it, the odor, everything. So, and the learning, right? Because if you're fermenting it, you can't just make it and try it tonight. You got to wait a little bit. And if the learning process takes that fermentation time, so let's assume you're fermenting for 3 weeks, which is pretty standard time for us. If I make something and I mess up, I'm not finding out until the end of the month.
Yep.
I have to find out, okay, now I need to change it. And then another 3 weeks go by. So the fine tuning of it takes some time. I mean, whiskey is much longer than that. You're talking about, a couple of adjustments that are going to make in several years. You're talking about some of these 12 years aged whiskeys. If something goes wrong, you're not finding out until you go broke.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's what, man, one of our biggest issues we find is running out of cabbage.
Yeah.
Because we grow our own cabbage. And I mean, I don't remember how many head we grew. And I mean, we're like I said, small scale, but if I had 100 head of cabbage between like what we grew and my dad, I mean, 2 batches of sauerkraut and we're out of cabbage. And it's not the same. It's like, I can't just run to the grocery store and get it. It's not the same. It just doesn't make the same quality.
Definitely not. There's something about the fresh cabbage that you get straight out of the soil, how rich it is going to be in probiotic, because ultimately the good bacteria, the probiotic bacteria, and a lot of people just ask me if are you putting some stuff in the sauerkraut and how do you get it started? Ultimately, the probiotic lives in the cabbage. It comes from the dirt. That's really where it comes from. It comes from the dirt. It's in the cabbage. You shred it, and then you make sure that you give it the right environment just to start proliferating. That's really what it is. There's yeast that you don't want, and there's the lactic bacteria that live there that you do want. You put some salt in it, and the yeast doesn't like the salt. So it basically goes away. The bacteria doesn't mind the salt, so it lives really well in there. And then they start proliferating. They digest the sugars in the cabbage. They produce lactic acid that preserves the cabbage, and that becomes sauerkraut. A lot of people ask, are you putting something in there? No, the fresh cabbage right off the field is very rich in those probiotic bacteria. You give it the right environment, it's going to do well for you. And if you go to the grocery store, you can still make it. It's not going to be the same. You can still make it, but it might take a little longer. It might not get that same flavor and crunch that you get with the fresh cabbage.
We found it was hard because we tried a batch with that, and because when we pack it until the brine rises. We put it in the crock, and I'm giving away some of my secrets here, but we pack it until the brine comes up. And we found on the store bought, it was hard to ever, like, you got to pack the crap out of it to try to get the brine out of it. Whereas the fresh, man, it had so much moisture and like it came out really easy.
Yeah, because it goes dehydrating. The cabbage is anywhere from 85 to 95% water.
Yeah. Wow.
What you get, as soon as you get it off the field, it starts to sweat, the water starts to evaporate. If you're in a store, that cabbage in the store is probably a good 2 weeks to at least a month old.
Yeah.
Right. So it has enough time. It has sweat out a lot of water. And you put your salt in there, some water is going to come out, but it's not going to be the same thing as if you had, kept it fresh or, you harvested yesterday, for example. We have a brand, or most of our product, really almost all of it, is processed the same day it's harvested. Right. So we harvest in the morning, we're shredding and salting it that same afternoon. So it's as fresh as it can be. Right. So you produce a lot of that juice, you produce a lot of that sauerkraut brine because it's fresh. If I had been waiting for months, you still ferment, you can get a pretty decent product, but it's not going to be as moist.
Yeah. Yeah. Have you ever drank the brine?
I've never made kraut, so.
Well, I mean, like what's left in the jar?
No, I've never just drank it.
Yeah. I've heard of guys actually keeping some of the brine and drinking it.
Yeah.
I'm assuming we got a lot of probiotic.
We got a lot of people that come to us and ask about the pickle brine. Besides the sauerkraut, we also, this brand right here called Bubbies.
Yeah.
It's the only fermented pickle in the market. Fully fermented. There's no vinegar. And that's the great way for you to find out if it's fermented or not. Just read the label. If it says vinegar, even if people are calling it fermented, they haven't fermented. Right? The vinegar might be fermented or something. The pickle itself is not. So Bubbies is a fermented pickle, no vinegar in it. It's made outside in the sun in barrels, only in the summer. And then we use that brine to pack the pickle. That's preserved in the same type of fermentation that we make sauerkraut. We get a ton of requests from people asking to buy the brine.
Yeah.
Can I buy the brine? Can I do it? Can I do this? It's really hard because we use all of it to pack the pickles, but people love it. There's an NFL football team. They buy, I can't say their name. They tell me not allowed. I think they want money for it, but they buy a pallet of pickles from us every year to give the brine to the players.
Dang.
It's actually pretty cool that it's super rich in electrolytes. It's super rich in probiotics, and it's good for you. It's good for your gut, and it's very natural. Sauerkraut has the same properties.
Yeah. How do you on the pickles? So is it, I'm not asking for your recipe, but I'm kind of intrigued because how do you produce the brine? Like, I'm thinking on kraut, you press it and you get that brine out. What do you do on the pickles?
Yeah. With the pickle, you actually add the salt to the water.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So you add the salt to the water. So let's assume you want to make 100 pounds of pickle plus brine together. You're going to get 50 pounds of cucumbers, and it's got to be fresh, specifically cucumbers that are for pickling. Okay.
Yeah.
And that's critical. It's really hard to nail if you get it from the store. You have to go to the farm and you have to buy it. So you just give a shout out to our friend Mike Lauer here in Wisconsin. If anybody want to get good cucumbers for pickling, here's the name. Good friend of ours, farms cabbage for us as well. So let's say I want to make some pickle. I go to Mike Lauer and say, Mike, I need, let's call it 50 pounds of cucumbers. Sends it to me. I get the same amount of water, 50 pounds of water, and I'm going to put them together. And then I'm going to add 4% salt to the water. So sauerkraut is usually 2%. I'm going to add 4% to the water, which is going to make 2% of the total.
I got you.
Right?
Okay.
So that's how you create your brine. Now you can season that. So we have our own proprietary seasoning for Bubbies. That is the key difference. And now you have to nurse it for a little bit until it ferments.
Yeah.
And that's how you got your fully fermented cucumber. If I ever make it to the studio, and I know I couldn't make it this time, we need to make some pickles and some sauerkraut together.
I think that'd be awesome.
Yeah, I think that'd be a fun thing to do.
Bobby Lee's and I got to experience the awesomeness of making sauerkraut, so he would really enjoy that.
Oh yeah, no, I enjoy eating it. So
you grow cattle, right?
Right.
Yeah, that's actually the number one occasion for sauerkraut consumption is together with beef.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pork and beef.
Yeah, definitely on a Reuben sandwich, no doubt.
Yeah, that's what I had corned beef Reubens the other night. That's what we ate that about 2 nights ago. Yeah, man, it's just it's a cool process to me. And I know like on the pickles, now they're never, because we make pickles and we preserve them 2 different ways. We have done like a water bath where, we put them in the jars and we put them in it's boiling water and we water bath them for a little bit. But we found that it was hard to keep them crispy when we water bath them. And so basically accidentally I had a jar that it wasn't quite full. It was just kind of our leftovers. And I just put it in the fridge. I said, I'm not going to water bath this one. I'm just going to stick it in the fridge. And so about a week later, I grabbed it out and I was going to try one of them. It was super crispy. And I figured out that there's some other brands I've seen that they're like cold, never hot. And that's kind of a trick to keeping pickles super crispy. Now, y'all are the same way on Bubbies, aren't you?
Yeah, we're the same way on Bubbies. We never heat it up. The Bubbies, the only difference is we ferment it, so we never put any vinegar. You get, I think Clausen is never hot. I think Grillo's is never hot. But they use water plus vinegar in order to preserve and get to that acidity. Bubbies ferments it, so it creates its own acid through the probiotic bacteria, and then we put it in the fridge. Yeah. But it's also the same thing, never hot.
And now I know they don't keep as long, but I mean, it's still got a really long shelf life, right?
It's got a long shelf life. I think that's one of the big differences between the vinegar and the fermentation. Fermentation has a very long shelf life.
Well, that's true.
18 months. And it's because it's alive. So it's basically creating its own acid. It just keeps on. There's a video on YouTube. I think if you go, just put on YouTube, like pickle under a microscope, you're going to get somebody comparing Vlasic to Bubbies. And that's really cool because you got Vlasic and they put it under a microscope. There's nothing but, a little cucumber debris and kind of a granule of salt floating around. And then they got the Bubbies under the microscope and there's just probiotics swimming all over. That's the good stuff, but it means it's alive. It's actually consuming the sugars of the cucumber and preserving itself. So it keeps on stretching its own shelf life.
Now, when you take it and put it in the refrigerator, does that stop the fermentation process?
It does. It doesn't fully stop it, but it slows it down almost to a halt.
Yeah.
Basically, if it's below 40 degrees, there's almost no probiotic activity. The bacteria are still alive, but they're not metabolizing anything. They're not consuming sugar. They're hibernating. However, it's going to kick back on if you take it off.
Really?
So if you get our sauerkraut and it's cold, it's not going to be generating any CO2. It's not going to be metabolizing anything. You take it off the fridge, just leave it on the counter. Guarantee next day it's going to blow it up because now it's active again. It's just alive.
Yeah. Man, I think it's all fascinating.
Oh yeah, no, and of course, like talking about, the probiotic craze is kind of a big thing. I don't know. I mean, I guess it always has been, but really it seems like here lately.
I think it's picking up. And there's more research. We got a lot of people contacting us, like, I don't know, 1,000 people every month just sending us emails and notices and questions and whatnot. But a lot of people come and tell us about how good it is for them. Hey, the probiotic has improved my life. And the funny thing is, you usually think of it just in terms of gut health. It kind of made my movements kind of more regular and yada, yada. That is all true. And there's research to back that up. That is kind of as old as history.
Oh, kraut will clean you out.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. But the fun thing is now we always notice people say, "Hey, I don't get sick anymore," right? It's improved my immunity. It's better for me. Mental health, man, I just feels better overall day to day. And now we're getting all this research. So UC Davis has published some research. Stanford has published some research. Johns Hopkins has published some research. And we partner with a bunch of these universities. We just sponsored a conference out at Stanford University beginning of September to discuss specifically that. Because we know what it's doing out there. There's cancer research and people get back to us. As a matter of fact, one of our brands started feeding people with cancer to improve their immune system. Yeah. So we wanted to know how. How does it happen? Right. So we're sponsoring all this research and getting together with researchers to find out. And there's a ton of different mechanisms, but one that is probably the most interesting, at least in my eyes, is that it helps regulate your metabolism and the level of glucose in your blood. Just the acidity of the sauerkraut and the probiotic help with that. And it's really cool because it has some reverberation outside of just your gut health. It's actually your blood glucose level gets better control. Because your glucose is in control, you have more mental clarity, you have more drive. There's a bunch of different benefits from consuming fermented products in general. And I think this is just rolling forward. More people learning about it, more people getting interested in it. It's pretty cool.
Wonder if that'd help with your A1C.
Yeah, I mean, kraut's definitely one thing I can eat.
There you go.
Yeah, watching my carbs.
Yeah. It's
that's the problem with the Reuben. I'm like, look at all that damn bread.
Yeah.
The cheese, the kraut, the beef, it's all great.
I play a lot with fermentation here in my house. I kind of got hooked on it. So we make kimchi. Wildbrine kimchi is ours, #1 kimchi in the natural channel in the country. Bubbies is the #1 by 5 fermented pickle in the country. And then we have a lot of different sauerkraut brands. But then there's stuff that it just doesn't make sense to sell because it's just too expensive to produce, too hard to produce. But I make a lot of it. And one of my favorite is fermented garlic in honey. That one.
All right. I've seen people online talking about that.
I'm going to bring that over to you guys. I eat 1 clove of garlic every morning fermented in honey. I haven't gotten sick since I started doing it. It's just fantastic. And it's very easy to do. It takes a while, but it's basically garlic, raw honey, unpasteurized raw honey. Put it there and forget it. Come back to it a year later. You're going to have something that, in my eyes, as good as any medicine I've had.
Huh. I swear I've seen some people online doing that.
Yeah.
Real good.
There was it was garlic, honey, and jalapeno, like all mixed together, and that was kind of like a cold remedy type thing I saw.
It is. Yeah. I take one every day just to prevent, and I haven't been sick in years, not even a cold.
Yeah.
Well, you are you still doing the bees?
I have bees, but I'm not much of a beekeeper.
Okay.
Yeah.
I say that there's your raw honey. I mean,
man, there's
my parents have bees. They have, I think they have about 80 beehives.
Oh, wow. They got a lot of bees.
Yeah, about 80 beehives in their farms. They produce a lot of honey. Most of it, though, they don't produce it for business. They just kind of trade with neighbors for milk and eggs and whatnot. Yeah. They consume a lot of it, and it's good for you, man. Especially the unpasteurized raw honey. It's good for you.
Well, that's what I got. I have like 3 hives, and man, I the first year I got honey, and I don't know, we did like 16 jars of honey or something, and me and my wife, and I just had the jacket, and when I bought it, I think I was about 180 pounds, and I'm not like I've kind of beefed up a little bit since then, and my jacket was a little tight, and I didn't think nothing about it. Well, I went out there, I was going to try to harvest some honey, and the bees started getting on me, and they started stinging me. And you know, I had not felt them, which they come after your head. My head was all right, but man, I felt something. I was like, man, I kind of felt like a sting. And then I had like 4 more of them on my arms. And so then I was like, all right, I ain't checking this honey. And I put them back up. And so my bee suit shrank on me. So I have not. So now they're just basically free roam. We have some
wild bees out there.
They are, man. And I mean, we got like a wildflower patch, and I like seeing them, you know, they work out in it. And
that's cool.
I mean, we got crops out there, so they're all the time out there pollinating. But yeah, I think that, you know, in the row crop side I'm in, it's no secret, like our markets are terrible right now. I mean, and so guys, myself included, we're all kind of looking for ways. What is something we can do that's actually a profitable route to go in? And, you know, we've talked about kind of making kraut, but like the farmers you work with, they grow cabbage. Right. What is that process like? I mean, and how many acres? Because I mean, you know, some of these guys working 1,000 acres, you ain't gonna grow 1,000 acres of cabbage. One guy, that'd be a boatload of cabbage. So
that's a lot of cabbage. We process a lot of cabbage. So this year is a big crop for us. To give you a sense of how much it is, we cut cabbage for about 2.5 months every single day with like big machines that are cutting over 100 tons an hour. Yeah, that's a lot of cabbage. We deal with 10 family farms in Wisconsin. So like I said, it's not a big cash crop. It's not going to be corn. It's not going to be soy. Yeah. On one side, it is good because you got a year like this, everybody's getting punched real hard because the commodity just went down. And I'll tell you, man, I still don't quite understand it because I thought the tariffs were going to help the price, but you know, who knows, right? So who knows? I thought it was going to help the corn and soy, but it kind of did the other way around, which is weird, but so be it, right? So it is what it is. That's part of the business, I guess. On the cabbage, it's more consistent, right? You don't really have a way to sell it in market as freely as you have with your cash crops. Yeah, so you want a contract with somebody beforehand. So we provide that. And the same way that the farmers want to trust us and know that we're going to be there for them. Hey, if I contract 1,000 tons or 2,000 tons, I'm going to be there for them for that 1,000, 2,000 tons. I also want to make sure that I can trust them because I only have 10 farmers, right? So they need to be there for me. I need to count on them. They need to be good farmers. If they tell me they're gonna get me 5,000 tons, they can't show up with 1,000 because then I'm not servicing my business. Yeah. So we take a little time to build trust. Usually, we really like to stick with the farmers. They're farmers that have been for 3 generations with us now, right? Yeah. And we know, like, if they have a bad year, they have a bad year. We understand why. If we have a bad year, we have a bad year. They understand why. It's a long-term partnership, but it's predictable. I think the prices per acre, the revenue per acre that you get is multiple times that of what you get with your row crop, what you get with your cash crop, with your corn and your soy. So from that perspective, and it's predictable. We line everything up in December. We sign on a dotted line, mostly a handshake, just a one sheet of paper type of contract. But the important thing is the handshake. Yeah. Right. We're going to get this much. And the farmers got contracts. I think that the smallest contracts are about 1,000 or 2,000 tons. The larger contracts go all the way up to 15,000 tons, 20,000 tons.
Now, how many acres would that be? I mean, what kind of?
Yeah, what's a typical yield?
The typical yield is about 40 tons an acre.
Gotcha.
Oh wow!
So see, that's a lot of acres of cabbage.
Yeah.
There's a lot of cabbage. So we're talking about, in aggregate, our farmers are farming for us between 1,500 and 2,000 acres.
Yeah, that's a lot of cabbage.
Yeah, it's a lot. But there's some particularities on the cabbage. Look, just like you're farming, it's as detailed as it gets, and that's one of the things that people don't realize. Farming is not a simple business. You're exposed to everything in the world. You're exposed to, if you have an open winter, it could clear out your soil. If you're late on your cover crop, next year's yield is all going to be bad. If you get too much rain, if you got not enough rain, whatever the case it is, right? So it's all of that. So it varies a lot. But with cabbage, for example, you can only plant it in the same field every 5 years.
Yeah.
So you really have to rotate a lot. So it's a lot of acreage for people to plant. Let's assume it's 1,000 acres in total. So our farmers in total must be managing at least 5,000.
Yeah.
5% for us. On one side, it's good because we don't become super important to the farmers. I don't want to be that critical to them that I'm more than 30%, 40% of the total revenue they can get for their operation. But we can contribute to them from a total margin perspective because they can make more money per acre farming for us than just being exposed to the market. But long term, it's a good business. I think we're happy. I think our farmers are happy, and it continues to be something that we can grow together. We get a lot of inquiries about people that want to farm for us and come back. Hey, how do I get into it? And I got to tell you, we always bring somebody. Usually, if a farmer wants out, it doesn't happen very often. We bring somebody in, or somebody saying, "Hey, I'm not sure I want to do 10,000 tons anymore. It's too much for me. Maybe I'm going to take a step back." I usually start somebody with, say, 1,000 tons.
Yeah.
And then we grow from there, and then we start to see how much cabbage we're going to get year after year.
Are most of the guys that are doing it, that are rotating, are they doing row crops like with it? I mean, what are they putting on the other acres? Like if they had 5,000 acres, what are the other 4,000 acres are growing?
It is the general commodity here in Wisconsin. Pretty much all of it is Wisconsin. I'd say 95% of the volume that we process comes from within 75 miles. Of our plant, so everything is close by. So here in Wisconsin, you have the cash crops, you have a lot of soy, you have a lot of corn, I have a lot of beans, some wheat, not a lot, and then a lot of potatoes.
Yeah. Man, that's pretty neat. Now, how do y'all? So when we grow our cabbage, again, small, but we lay plastic and we plant into. We've got a plastic layer. And we till the ground, lay a plastic layer, and then we go through. When we actually have like a water wheel transplanter, but we actually me and my wife and my 2 kids, we usually just hand plant them. Yeah. But how are y'all planting those? Because I know that y'all try to mitigate chemical usage and things like that. So, man, you mentioned it earlier. I mean, you hit the nail on the head. There's always something against you. If it ain't the weather, it's a freaking worm, them stupid white moths, or like you said, the black rot. Like there's always something that is going against you.
Yeah, the black rot I think is the worst. So we pick our seeds every year. I go to the Netherlands to pick the seeds, and the reason why we select the seeds is I want a cabbage that is very crunchy. It's very important for sauerkraut.
Yep.
So that cell structure needs to be hard. I want something that makes money for the farmers. So I want something that really tons up. Ultimately, I'm paying the farmers by the pound, by the ton, but their cost is by the acre.
Yeah.
So the most tonnage per acre they can get, the better for them. And I don't mind. If they can farm everything in 1 acre, more part of them. I just care about how many tons are coming in. Yeah. Right. So I go out there and I spend some time with these guys in the Netherlands, and we talk about what varieties of cabbage they have, how they have been. And it's not GMO. There's no such thing as a GMO cabbage. It's really crossbred for processing. So we select these varieties that sometimes they come back with 20-pound heads of cabbage. Yeah. That's really good.
And it's a beast.
Yeah. And one of the things that we want is that they are disease resistant. So black rot being one of the big ones. So as much resistance to black rot, there's no perfect variety, but the one that is the most resistant to black rot is what we buy. So they mitigate their losses. That's one big thing. We bring it over. We have been spraying sauerkraut juice over the fields before we plant, not after. There's salt content in the sauerkraut, but we dilute it. It's not much. It's 1 or 2 gallons per acre.
Yeah.
At the time of irrigation, we find that it does two things. If it is organic, of course, it didn't have any Roundup in it. But if it's not organic and they've planted soy or corn before, there's some Roundup. The sauerkraut juice helps clear that. So it's new research. It helps clear the Roundup in the soil. It's really good. It helps them with better yield. We don't put any type of glyphosate in the cabbage. So
have y'all run like samples of the brine that you spray to see kind of what it's putting back into the soil?
Yeah. It's pretty clear. We have that lab analysis for them, so it kind of goes back. But we provide that to them. They spray it before, and I'd say it's about half and half. It's about half of the farmers do direct seed, and about half will do transplants.
Yeah.
But we don't use any plastic, so it's just a direct seed, pretty shallow planting in rows. I don't remember off the top of my head. I want to say it's probably 1.5 feet, 2 feet between each plant, give or take. That's what they do. Pretty dense.
Yeah.
Pretty dense. To get to that 40 tons an acre, it's pretty dense.
Is this no-till or are they tilling?
They're tilling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They run beds?
Yeah, they don't run beds. No plastic. And then the folks that do have irrigation do tend to ton up a lot better. There are two big regions here in Wisconsin for cabbage. What we call the central sands have really good drainage, less weather exposure, and pretty much everybody irrigates, so it's pretty predictable. Close to our plant, a bit to the east of the state, northeast of the state. Not as much irrigation and a little bit more weather exposure. So sometimes they get a washout in the spring and they kind of have to replant, or you might lose it if you got a little flooding. It can be a problem. Last year, for the past 2 years, really, we've had a lot of variability in the amount of water. So rainfall has been super wet in the spring, kind of dry during the summer.
Man, and it kind of familiar.
The cabbage. Yeah. So, it's like everything is on you. Well, ultimately, you try to manage a natural phenomenon that is just sprouting and growing. You're trying to manage to that, and everything is on you. There's no such thing as, running it. I mean, I wish we could just run it in a greenhouse, but that's not how it works.
Yeah. Yeah, man, that's how this was a year. I mean, our produce, it was crazy because we had, we get 60 inches of rain. We got like 60 inches of rainfall. Before the month of July.
We had a bunch, yeah.
And
you got a lot of washout?
Yeah, terrible. Yeah. And I mean, and I do see, I'm no-till 99% of my crops on the row crop side. And we're still having damage. I mean, because we got so much water coming through that it just can't. We got our normal yearly rainfall is about 56 or so inches of rain a year. And we got over 60 inches right around here before July. And then it just shut off. It just quit raining. Yeah. And we were in a drought until about probably a week ago.
Well,
Are we still in one?
Well, drought monitor will come out again tomorrow. We are still D2 as of last week.
Okay.
So I doubt this 2 inches pulled us completely out of it, but yeah.
Yeah. And that's kind of, we're battling the same. I mean, I had wet feet on my cabbage and it didn't, I mean, it's funny because there's just a sweet spot. You want rain,
right?
But you don't, too much rain can be a problem. Not enough, it's.
You want it to be just right. You're absolutely right. And then now towards the end, so we're in the very tail end of our season here is now October, start cutting middle of August. We're still processing. We're about 70% of the season through. And we have a lot of the farmers that are looking at it now and say, hey, I'm starting to get some rain. Can I get a few more days, maybe 1 week, my cabbage is going to ton up. And it's important, right? Yeah. If you're talking about, hey, I'm at 30 tons an acre right now. If you can wait a week and a half, it's going to get some water. I'm going to get to 40. I mean, imagine how important that is. All of a sudden, you're making 30% more money out of a cost that is already sunk.
Yeah. Yeah. That's, I don't know, man, the whole process, like all right, planting is gone. What is there? How do you weed? How do you manage the weeds? Because I mean, all right, assuming you do tillage, I mean, those plants, the way they bush out and stuff, I mean, how do they handle the weed pressure?
Yeah. So on the conventional crop, it is just weedicide. So that is straight up sprayed. Yeah. On the organic crop, that is a lot of work. And there's a reason why you see a very little organic cabbage out there, because it's handpicked.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work to go out there and handpick the weeds. It is basically, you have to get at least 2 passings to take the weeds out, and they're picked by hand.
That's got to be a huge crew of people.
It's a huge crew of people. It takes at least 2 passes every year to get that cleared up. It makes a world of difference, though, because, I mean, just the competition with the weeds, you're not going to get your yield up if you have a ton of weeds just eating up the nutrients that should go to the cabbage.
Do they earn enough extra on the organic side for that to cover all that cost?
Yeah, definitely. The organic is more than triple the price.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's for that reason, right? It doesn't yield the same thing. You're not going to get the same tonnage per acre, and you cannot fertilize with the same type of products. You cannot put the same weedicides that you would use. You have to put a lot of labor behind it, so it definitely is a different cost.
So, is there a weed or there is actually herbicide you can use on cabbage?
On cabbage, yes, but not on organic.
Gotcha. I didn't know that there was anything you could even spray on cabbage for like grass or weed.
No, you can't just spray on top.
Gotcha.
You have to walk and spray.
Yeah. See, even that's involved. I mean,
it is very involved. Oh yeah, it's very involved, and that's why, I mean, you take a look at the revenue per acre. It's a lot higher than what would you get for corn and soy, but the cost per acre, right, is much higher too. Ultimately, I think you're still going to make, probably at the end of the day, at least twice as much as you would per acre, but you're going to have to work probably twice as hard too.
Yeah. Right. I get kind of tickled. I grow sweet corn, and we'll sell it at the store.
Yeah.
And I also grow field corn, and my sweet corn that I grow is actually more expensive. So here, I'll just tell you the price. It's crazy. A 50-pound bag that I grow field corn, it's about $315 a bag. Yeah. That's a 50-pound bag.
All right.
My sweet corn that I grow comes in a 6-pound bag. How much do you think a 6-pound bag of sweet corn costs?
No idea.
About $480.
No way. Really?
Yeah, I'm paying. Wow. Now this is, it's BT earworm resistant sweet corn. Like it is GMO sweet corn, but it's funny. A 6-pound bag costs more than a 50-pound bag. And it's annoying to me because they do that because they know that you can generate more money per acre on sweet corn than you will on field corn. There's no more.
They don't have any more technology or anything.
There's no more technology in it. They base it solely off of the fact that, well, the farmer's going to make a significant more money.
It's a specialty crop. Yep. So,
that crap drives me crazy.
That's true. And I can see that. And I can see why they would do it too. And ultimately, there's a little way to go around it, huh?
Yeah. I mean, there are other varieties of sweet corn, but this one's just the sweetest sweet corn that I grow. And it's what people like. And but it's crazy. I mean, do y'all see that? Is cabbage, is it like that? I mean, or is it more realistic on the price?
No, the seed is very expensive. The cabbage seed is very expensive, and I do think that the seed companies, well, they're going to tell you it's really complicated to crossbreed and this and that and the other one, but ultimately they know that the revenue per acre is high.
Yeah,
like they know it tons up real good, and they try to charge you for that. Same thing with carrots and beets, where they say, hey, there's a lot of tonnage per acre here. These guys are going to try to make some money. They try to take their cut. I don't think it's as bad as the sweet corn though.
Well, it's aggravating to me because, and they do it even on the field corn side, but they're basing it off of what they assume the farmer will make. Yeah. And like we just talked about earlier, there are so many variables that are working against you.
Yeah. They're looking at, how much can you justify paying? And that's how.
I know. Yeah. It's hard. It's not like ranching, man. Ranching is easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know they're all big money guys over here, man.
Yeah.
That's where the money is at.
Right now.
That's what I heard his Ferrari pull up out here.
Judging by the prices that I'm seeing for meat at the stores, that I believe you. I think the Ferrari is right outside.
Oh, they're doing great, man. Yeah, but hey, it all comes in waves. I'll let the cattlemen have their day right now.
That's the scary thing. You're like, I don't know how long this will last. Just enjoy it while we have it.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah, for sure, man. Well, hey, we have listeners all over, and I know we have some in Wisconsin. Right. If a guy was listening, he's like, I'd like to inquire. Do y'all have a way where he could inquire?
Yeah. So the guy who basically manages all of our farming relationships is called Mike Maney. So it's mike.maney, MANEY at ffoodholdings.com.
Okay.
Mike is on the Pickle Packers International. He is very well known here in the ag organizations in the state. Really easy to get a hold of, or even go to our website. There's a contact us link there, and just send a note, and it always comes either to my desk or to Mike's, and we're always looking to evaluate new partners and talk to people.
Okay. Well, we're always looking for diversity.
Yeah. And I know, of course, we mentioned Bubbies several times. What are some of the other brands?
So Bubbies is one of the bigger brands. And then Wildbrine, if you guys shop at Costco, that big Wildbrine sauerkraut in the back, that is ours as well. Almost all of it coming from family farms here in Wisconsin. If you shop at Walmart, you're going to be familiar with Silver Floss. It sells in the poly bag next to the hot dogs, or in the center aisle next to the canned veg. That is also a Wisconsin brand of ours. So we make a lot of Silver Floss, we make a lot of Wildbrine. And now there's a new brand that is one of the fastest growing brands. It's an organic brand called Flanagan Farm. So Flanagan Farm sells at AGB. It was selling at Walmart. It sells at Wakefern. It sells at Hannaford up in the Northeast. It sells in a bunch of different natural channel stores. It's in a pouch, $4.99 in a pouch. Very economical, organic cabbage. That is also ours. So Flanagan Farm, Silver Floss, Wildbrine, and Bubbies.
Yeah, I've had Bubbies before. They're good pickles.
Yeah, real good. Real good.
I think does Kroger carries Bubbies.
Yeah, Kroger carries Bubbies nationwide. That's a big one for us.
I was about to ask, where do you find it? Right.
Yeah, they got it at Kroger. I don't know if Nafis has them, but they need to get them.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, they're good on the pickles side. How many we didn't hit on the cucumbers much. I'd like to know what's the guy growing cucumbers? How many acres? What are y'all looking for there?
So the cucumbers, we're producing about 500,000 cases of them a year, maybe a little more than that. I don't know the acres, man, for the cucumbers. I couldn't tell you. It is all small family farms. Most of it is coming out of Canada, actually. So it's all of it is up in Montreal.
Yeah. Cucumbers are a little trickier. I feel like than cabbage.
They grow very fast. So we have a little bit of cucumbers in that we grow with an operator in Mexico, and the shortest one that we can get is about 60 days. To grow. They're all handpicked. We're real picky about the size of the cucumbers. So we want to make sure that they're not too mature. So we have several passes for the harvesting of the cucumbers. We want them to be as fresh as can be. So harvest same day or day before for them to ferment well. That's big for us. So it's a very sensitive process to make sure that we get them to be as crunchy as they are in the Bubbies pickle jar. With the fermentation process.
Yeah. Oh, I know if you miss we usually actually put up panels because we don't do a ton of cucumbers, but we put up panels and we let them grow up the panel so that they're easier to pick. Yeah. And man, you think you've done a good job looking and you'll miss one or two and you come back the next day and it's humongous. You're like, good gosh.
It is. But I didn't even know how the heck they got so much water in them, right?
Yeah.
You come in on a Friday, like, no, I think it is on Monday. No, not the same plant on Monday.
Dude, I think you could set up a lawn chair and you could watch these things grow. They grow that fast.
Yeah. They're fast. That's true. Especially if they're getting enough heat and water, they'll just go.
Yep. That's how ours did. Ours, it was hot and then it would rain. And so, yeah, they just got, man, I mean, seriously, they're like okra. Okra's another one. It'll just go,
like
man, grows like crazy.
Yeah.
Well, man, I want to ask you a little bit about JBS. Because we've never had anybody from one of the big four packers, on, and, man, you know, I'm just curious, how does that work? Because we're like, especially Bobby Lee, like he's an independent cattleman.
Yeah.
And, you know, JBS and some of those, they kind of have the hold over the market, of the cattlemen.
On
like
the fat cattle side. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, what is your take on all that? Like, and Bobby Lee can explain a lot more than I can.
Well, the kind of, the big thing, and again, I don't finish any cattle, or I sell a few direct, but primarily just cow calf guys. We're mostly selling feeder cattle, but I think the number everybody uses, 85% of the cattle killed in the U.S. are one of the big four, you know, JBS, National Beef, Tyson, and Cargill.
Yeah.
And so the cattle where there's a little bit of an adversarial relationship is the fat cattle guys, you know, like there's not much competition, you know, for what they're selling. Obviously the meat packers, they want to pay as little as possible for cattle, because that's their biggest cost. Which I don't know that, you know, nobody really knows what the answer is there, you know, how you fix that. And then right now, like, you can't even hardly complain because prices are so good. It's like, well, you know,
so I was more on the sales side. I wasn't super embedded in the operations, but I knew the folks there quite well. And it's been a few years since I left JBS. What I can tell you is the big four are exposed to commodities just like anybody else. And where they're really trying to make their money is in how efficiently they're operating their plants. That's really what it is. Largely, when they're buying the cattle, they're taking price, right? You guys have a pretty good, and when I say you guys, it's basically the producers, the finishers, have the ability to kind of not dictate price, but the market dictates. Because if Tyson is not offering good competitive prices, you just sell it to JBS or to National or to Cargill. Right? Just move it on. So they're largely price takers on that front. And on the other side, because unless they're selling some branded stuff, they are also price takers. The folks that are buying, the retailers, the Costco's of the world, the Kroger's of the world, they're going to buy from whoever, because a pack of sirloin is a pack of sirloin. And ultimately they're price takers on the other side. So they really try to make the money in the middle where they're the most efficient. Now, the reason why sometimes you're probably going to feel like the price is going up too much on the other side and you might get squeezed on your side on the producer front is simply because the operation is always going to be driving to take the most out of it in order to survive. You look at the profit margins of these guys, even though the dollars might be real high, the margins are pretty thin. The percentage that they're making are pretty thin. So I remember a lot of conversation just being about how efficient can they be in the processing operation, like how efficient. And you get some of these plants, if memory doesn't fail me, they're processing 25,000 heads a day in like their Iowa plant. It's something extraordinary, like just the raw numbers that you're talking about. And they make their money on the scale, right? So usually it is a very large operation to call everybody and try to figure out what is the market price for a head of cattle, and how can I buy it at the lowest possible price. So they're going to have super good information on that. And on the other side, on the sales side, they're trying to sell for as much as they can, but also they want to leave money on the table. And the money is really made on how efficiently they operate. And you look inside, you're talking about cost reports that don't stop at the cents, right? They're going at 4 or 5 decimal points after the dollar because they're really looking at that in a lot of detail.
Yeah. Like I said, that's out of my wheelhouse in a lot of ways.
Well, and it really is me too, because I don't finish any cattle, not to sell, you know, on the market. I get to be a price maker there.
Yeah.
Selling the few that, you know, I was kind of like, you doing 300 quarts of kraut is my 9 head that I finish out every year. I don't think makes a big difference to the overall market.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, man. It's there's a lot of ways. I don't know. I feel like in ag, especially if you're willing to get kind of creative, there is a lot of different ways that you can make some money. And I mean, I'm a row cropper, and I love growing row crops. I love growing corn and soybeans, and I mean. And, I have people that are like, why do you grow this stuff? It's not, you're not making any money. And now, and it's a roller coaster too. Our prices are up and down. I mean, we have good years and we have bad years, and we've just been in a slump of bad for a few years now. But, and inevitably we'll come out of this and we'll have some more good years. But, I also think if guys can kind of get out of the set way of like, well, this is how we've always done. This is what we've always done. There is a lot of different things that they can do. I mean, like I said, sauerkraut, like for us, we were like, we're just going to make some jars and just see if they'll sell. And they sell like wildfire every time we make a batch. And I mean, our problem really is like scale of, I mean, cause I've told my wife, like, we could probably sell this, like we could kind of broaden out a little bit, but I don't know when we would make it. And so that kind of, and, I mean, I guess there's a part of me that's like, well, I guess if I went to some of our guys around here and was like, hey, grow me some cabbage, like you say, I mean, or just get creative. I mean, there's all kinds of markets. And I do believe that there's some truth to, if there is no market, create a market. And so, I mean, and now, am I going to create a market for corn and soybeans? I mean, that's probably unlikely. I mean, at the scale that I would need, if I'm growing 1,000 acres of corn, I mean, I don't have, like, I can sell, people are like, you should sell deer corn. All right, well, I can do that, but I'm not going to cover, I mean, one truckload of my corn is going to be more field corn than anyone would ever need for deer in a year. So, I think it's really cool to hear all these different avenues. And I mean, the kraut, the pickles, and I just think it's fascinating.
It is pretty cool, man. It's really nice.
Yeah. The closer you can get to the consumer, capture some of that extra margin.
Yeah. Absolutely. I think COVID kind of showed that, people want to, I feel like they wanted to get more connected to the actual grower and the producer of the food. Yeah. I saw that.
People have this curiosity about trying to understand where their food comes from, and what can it do for them, right? That's a big part of it, and just feel that they're part of something. Part of it. It is not just this unknown entity that is bringing food to their table. There's somebody out there that it came from a farmer, and then it came from a producer, and somebody touched it. That's important to people. More and more.
Yeah. The more, I mean, obviously just affluent people are, it's, because I mean, a lot of people just worry about, do I have food? But, with the affluence in the country, and a lot of people kind of get to be snobs about it. Like, I don't want to just know that I'm going to get to eat. I want to know, I want to know as much as I can about it. And,
we've joked and said, like at the grocery store, like at my farm store, I'd love to have beef at some point. And I'm going to put up like a picture of a cow by the steaks and be like, this was so-and-so, let them really get to see which cow.
That'll probably hit well with some people, and with others,
that's going to be hit or miss.
They're going to go home and make a salad.
Some little kids start crying, seeing it. So,
you might turn a few people vegetarian.
Well, that's man. I don't know. I think it's I just think it's fascinating. Like I said, all around, and I mean, we'll keep making kraut. I mean, what is y'all's goals? Are you hoping to keep expanding? I mean, what's your future plans?
The big thing for us is to make good food that people like, and we think there's a big market for it. We're seeing sauerkraut grow, we're seeing kimchi grow a lot, and we're seeing pickles grow a lot. So the big thing for us is to get more people to get familiar with sauerkraut, kimchi, fermented pickles, and then service that market. That's really what we want. We have a desire to spread our brands into more categories, always on this functional food, healthy foods, food that we're proud to serve. That's really what we want. The company has been growing, and I think it's been growing on the back of the growth of the category, just people being more interested in fermented foods. So we want to just be leaders in that category and help spread the word about how good fermented foods are for you. And then we just take a little bit of that market.
Which, of course, pickles, sauerkraut, I'm very familiar, enjoy. Yeah. How are most people eating the kimchi?
So the kimchi is basically, if you think about Korean sauerkraut, really, it's Chinese cabbage or Napa cabbage that is fermented with chilies and carrots and radish. Very heavy on the heat, usually. We have a mild version and a hot version and a spicy version. But most of the people are going to eat that as a side, usually with a salad or something. And the most popular one is kimchi rice, which is very simple. Just rice, white rice, mixed with kimchi, and then you eat that with anything you want. But the fastest growing occasion is just eating that as a side. So I tend to eat that with a steak or with fish or with any type of protein. Really, that's how I eat it, and that's the fastest growing segment. It really, kimchi's been growing faster than sauerkraut and pickles.
I've got to try that.
It's because of the name.
Wildbrine. Wildbrine is the best kimchi you can get. So check it out. If you guys want, I got your address. I'll send you a couple of jars. You tell me how you like it.
I'm gonna look.
That'd be awesome, man.
I'm sure if I can't find it locally, I'm sure.
If there's a Whole Foods out there, they'll have it.
It's got to be because of the name, sauerkraut or kimchi. I mean, both of them are unique. But like, if I didn't know about either one, I would probably go for kimchi over sauerkraut, because that is it's kind of a gross sounding name, sauerkraut. Like, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, they were.
That is true. That is true.
Yeah. No, and I have tried kimchi, but now I bought it at like an Aldi. It was one of them little, like a little jar, and I really had no idea. I bought it and some kombucha. I think it's kombucha tea.
A lot of people get turned off by like the very traditional kimchi because it has fermented fish. Ooh, so a lot of people are going to turn their nose to the fermented fish. So ours doesn't have fermented fish. I think that's probably what made it the number one in the natural challenge. Because I'm not into the fermented fish myself. I'll tell you that much.
What's the canned? I've seen the challenges online where they got the canned fish and it's fermented fish.
Oh,
and it's like
is that the Norwegian or the
yes,
Swedish?
Yes.
It comes in a jar and you just open up and people like gagging, right?
And I mean, there's even a canned one. They tell you have to open it underwater because of the stink. I
love sardines and tuna, but I don't know.
Me too. Yeah, me too.
I'm not looking to make myself sick just to win a challenge.
Yeah. Well, man, we appreciate it. We got a thing we like to do at the end of the episode.
I feel like this one will be pretty easy.
Yeah, this one should. Yeah, it should. Do you want to? You got him? I still ain't found him on my new phone.
Oh, yeah.
So at the end of every episode, we like to highlight a made in America product.
All right.
And we've got a little intro that we use here. We're just not super high tech yet, so we have to use a recording on our phone.
Well,
all right.
All right, are you ready? You got it?
I can get there.
All right.
Unmuted.
Let me start off with 2 words. Made in America.
Made in America. 2 words.
2 words.
What's a made in America product that you would put your stamp of approval on and say this is solid?
Does it have to be my product? You want to?
It can be anything.
It can be anything, but it can be your product. Yeah.
All right. So if it can be my product, I'll tell you, it is the organic green sauerkraut from Wildbrine. Best sauerkraut in the world, bar none.
I'm going to have to get some and try this now. I'm going to put it head to head.
What I do like a blind taste test?
Yeah, I know. It might hurt my feelings.
Do it. I have yet to see anybody get close to it, man. Not turning down your product, but this one is special. It's real good. It's
the Wildbrine.
Wildbrine sauerkraut. Sells at Whole Foods, Kroger, Costco. It's real good.
Is this one can they order it online as well?
they can. It's refrigerated. So freight is real expensive.
Yeah.
As you might imagine. You can buy it online. It's available in Instacart or Amazon Fresh, pretty much whole country. So you can get it through those channels. Probably going to be even cheaper than buying from me. Like if you want to buy it from me, and I'll charge the freight. Like going to Whole Foods or Costco or Instacart is probably going to be better off.
That's what I was looking at. You can find a lot of the Wildbrine stuff on Amazon.
You can. Yeah,
that's cool. I didn't even know Amazon.
If they got it at Kroger. I normally shop at our locally owned grocery store, but if I got to venture across the highway to Kroger to buy some specialty product, I will.
Yeah, that's what I go to Kroger for. That they have some of that more specialty stuff like that you can't just find. Yeah. Well, that's awesome, man. Well, tell everybody again your website and kind of where they can check out what y'all are doing.
Yeah. So the Bubbies, pickles.com and wildbrine.com. Get in there, check out our brands. We'd love to have you there. Contact us, product ideas, swag ideas. We have a really, really cool line of T-shirts and hats and whatnot with the brands that are fun. And a lot of people come to us and say, hey, can I have one? Can you ship one to me? We do that a lot as well. So we advise people to just get in there, get in touch with the brands, follow media too.
Awesome. Well, guys, y'all go check them out, see what George is up to, and try this stuff out. And I don't think you'll go wrong with it.
Yeah. Broaden your palate, or I don't know if that's the right word, but yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you, man, you can't go wrong with sauerkraut on a hot dog. I mean, it's just a classic. That is a classic. And
the bratwurst, you name it.
And if we got some farmers in that area, Wisconsin area there, and you're intrigued, like I said, don't hesitate to reach out to them and see if there's not something you can grow. I mean, I think it'd be a cool thing to see go. So I guess also we need to highlight a couple things before we close. First, we need y'all to hit that like button, hit subscribe, comment below. Let us know if you have tried sauerkraut, if you're a fan of kraut, or the Bubbies pickles, if you tried them. If you've had fermented fish, comment below and let us know what you think about it. And also, we want you to leave us 5-star ratings on Spotify and on Apple. And what else do I need to do?
Hey, go to exaga.com. I got to get home. My wife just sent me a picture of her driving the tractor, unloaded a pallet. I don't know that I've ever
seen her do that.
I'm amazed that she did it.
All right.
I really screwed up by not scheduling that delivery a little more. But yes, Exaga, they'll deliver those big bulky items right to your door. Hopefully you're home and you're not having to rely on your wife. But hey, girl power. They can get it done.
She's an independent woman.
But yeah, because I ordered that bale spear using that discount code TalkDirt20, took $20 off that order, and they shipped it for free.
Yep.
And then Tractor Mat.
Got to go to tractormat.com. Get you very high quality made in USA mats for your tractors, combines, anything else. Use code TalkDirt, save yourself 15%, and it helps us out in the process. Guys, we appreciate it. George, we appreciate your time today. Hope we can get you in studio next time. I think it'd be fun.
Sounds good.
Oh, absolutely.
Look forward to it.
All right, guys, we appreciate y'all tuning in, and we'll catch you next week.
Awesome.
You've been listening to Talk Dirt to Me with your hosts, Logan and Bobby Lee. If you enjoyed this episode, we ask that you subscribe and leave a review, and we'll catch you next time.